Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, the God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people there. Make him man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside a rob and cheat, and not first and for make up what I seen to. Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man show one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead that can sell out Rasta and sell out and sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the Friday. You must show us stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, man, throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Good morning. It is the 20th of October. The year done already, 20th of October 2025. Good morning and welcome to Global TV. Thank you all for joining us this morning. We hope that the people of Jamaica would want to know the state of the Jamaican economy, and we hope that the government would be honest with the people about the state of the economy. We are also this morning making a special appeal to the government, the opposition, the Jamaica Constabulary Force. The people of Jamaica wants an investigation into the disappearance, possible death of Jaden Simmet. And we'll tell you why this morning on Global TV, why it is important to have a murder investigation into his disappearance. Morning and welcome, everyone. Thank you all for joining us, everyone on TikTok, on YouTube. Morning, everyone, to my community of parity and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We have a few issues to go through this morning. Pardon me if I don't do all your roll call this morning. I've really got a very itchy throat. It's like I'm coming down with the flu, but I've been throwing everything at it from last night. But that tingling, itchy feeling that makes me cough, sorry, it's still bothering me. So pardon my coughing and spluttering over you all this morning, but good morning, everyone, and welcome to Global TV. Now, the disappearance of Jaden Simmet has sparked a national outrage, a national outcry. It's not like any other missing child. This is in the consciousness of the Jamaican populace. And there are reasons as to why this is so. And it is for those reasons also that we think that the Jamaica Constabulary Force ought to have by now opened a murder investigation into Jaden Simmet disappearance, because there are connected circumstances in his disappearance that would warrant an investigation. We also hope that the Amanda Alert would have triggered something like that. Now, his disappearance is connected, we believe, to the incident that took place at the house where Shanique's son broke his leg. Within hours of that, JCF, Shanique was in Jamaica. Within hours of Shanique being in Jamaica, Jaden Simmet went missing, never to be found. These are connected circumstances that would warrant opening a murder investigation. Now, it is important, in particular to Shanique, her movements when she arrived in Jamaica. We want to know every fine detail of her movement on Friday in particular, but more so, JCF, over a period of 4 days, from Friday when she got into the country to Monday. Those 4 days, because whatever crime was committed in Jaden's disappearance doesn't have to be done all on one day. So we are concerned of Shanique's movement from Friday to Monday, but a close zoom in on Friday, the day where Jaden went missing. It is important to tie these circumstances together surrounding his disappearance. It's not an ordinary disappearance where he just went to school and went missing, and there isn't a backstory to that. There is a backstory. The family are talking. There's discrepancies in their argument. These things warrant opening a murder investigation, and we're calling on the authority, we're calling on the government, we're calling on the opposition that justice must be done. Jaden Smith represents all the missing children in Jamaica who doesn't often get these highlights where our children go missing on a very regular basis. But because of the circumstances and the issues around his disappearance, it warrants an murder investigation. The family ought to be pressed harder on questioning Shanique's whereabouts when she arrived from the time she arrived in Jamaica to at least Monday. At least those 4 days, we need to know her whereabouts, who she communicated with, where she went to, who she saw, who she called. We want to know everything about her movement on those particular 4 days from Friday to Monday, but a particular zoom in on Friday. We want to know her whereabouts, who she talked to, who she called, who she saw, everywhere where she go. We want to know. We are requesting the Jamaica Constabulary Force to open a murder investigation, invite her back in the country to answer questions. We want her phone record. We want the history or the location history on her phone. If she have deleted anything since the date of Jaden's disappearance to now, these things will spark concern. But we want a narrow down zoom in on Shanique. Her swift arrival in Jamaica, Jaden's swift disappearance hours after her arrival in Jamaica. All of this, Jamaica Constabulary Force, or suspicious circumstances tied together that should trigger your Amanda alert. Given how it's more than 3 weeks he has gone missing now, we ought to, or is it tomorrow 1 month? I know, so I go tomorrow 1 month. We don't believe Jaden is still alive. The longer you take in opening a murder investigation, the evidence that we seek may disappear and dwindle. So we're asking, we're requesting, we're appealing to the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Move swiftly and open a murder investigation into Jaden Smith's disappearance. There are connected circumstances from the broken leg to the arrival of Shanique into the country to his disappearance to Shanique swiftly moved back out, just being in the country for days. It is important to zoom in on all of that. We want to know every single movement. Friday coming 1 month. Thank you. We want to know every single movement of Shanique over a 4-day period from Friday to Monday. We also want to know all the people who she communicated with, all the people who she saw. We want to know everything about her. And this ought to be done under caution. She must be questioned under arrest because there's a lot to question her about. There is motive here, JCF. There is motive. There are circumstances tied together that would warrant a deeper look, a look into not disappearance, but murder. So we're appealing to the government, the opposition, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the people of Jamaica demands justice in this case. And the Jamaica Constabulary Force have a duty. Sorry. The Jamaica Constabulary Force have a duty to respond based on the public sentiment. Based on public sentiment, this warrants an investigation. There are lines here for the JCF to explore. All of these interviews that they're giving in public, all of these, one could say, not so well connected together stories. Given the root issue, which was the broken leg, that's the root cause of everything. That's put the parental motive aside. That the parental emotion aside, rather. That's motive for Shanique, and that's a reason for her to be angry. Angry so much that she couldn't contain herself, given her mother was looking after her son. The son was not admitted in hospital. A broken leg is serious, but it's not life-threatening. She couldn't contain herself. She was in Jamaica within hours. Jaden Smith was missing within hours. These JCF are connected circumstances that should trigger your Amanda alert. It's almost a month now. We don't believe he's alive. We think there ought to be a murder investigation into his disappearance. Shanique ought to be the main suspect. There's a lot to question in her movements. There's a lot to question in that few days visit to Jamaica. And within that few days, within few hours of her arrival, Jaden went missing. There's a lot tied here together, JCF, that I think you ought to turn this now into a murder inquiry. It may not prove anything for us or what we want, or may never prove justice. But we think that Shanique ought to face scrutiny on this matter when it comes to the JCF. They have said enough in public. The circumstances that the incident that happened, her arrival in the country, Jaden gone missing hours after her arrival, the conflicting stories following that. All of these, JCF, all of these should trigger your Amanda alert. We need a step up on this, because I don't think you have all done well on this investigation, because the time when you all brought dogs in, I think that was way too late. When you when those sightings were reported, we to date don't know if the JCF took step on these sightings that were reported. We don't think the Jamaica Constabulary Force is listening to the concerns of Jamaicans overall on this particular matter, because the entire country do not view it as an ordinary missing child that would just be taken away by a stranger or whatever. The country doesn't see it that way. It is tied to the family circumstances, and that warrants a deeper look from the Jamaica Constabulary Force. I don't think we should be out here for so long calling for them to do something to step up their investigation. I don't see either the blind augurs, the mainstream media. This doesn't seem to be much of a major concern for the mainstream media either. They are not keeping up with the sentiments and the feelings of the Jamaica people. The government, the opposition, all of them are just waiting, but we cannot wait any longer. This waiting, the longer we wait, the more evidence we lose in this, in whatever we're trying to investigate to find out what happened to him and who is responsible for what has happened to him. But we think the family, in particularly Shanique, ought to be questioned under caution in a murder investigation. We need a murder investigation in this. The JCF shouldn't be so light on this because they know everything we are going over social media. They follow the public sentiments. The public sentiments are that the family ought to be investigated. A murder investigation ought to be open by now into his disappearance. Shanique's swift arrival in Jamaica, Jaden's swift disappearance after her arrival, is of a great concern to the Jamaica people. So we need to know. And it is the Jamaica Constabulary Force that can assist us in getting these questions answered. But we're appealing to the government to listen to the people and really do what's right. This is not just a disappearance. It is much bigger than a disappearance. And that's why we want the investigation. Now, these two are a danger to peace and security in the Caribbean. The shriveled prune of a Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister, who has given Donald Trump the green light to use its soil to carry out an attack on Venezuela. This same Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago her own fishermen men have now been caught up into Donald Trump extrajudicial execution in Caribbean waters. Andrew Holness, the current chair of CARICOM, is yet to speak on the matter, is yet to move with unison in the Caribbean on this particular matter, not a meeting or anything. Donna Scott Motley has finally spoken. A bit late, but them still arrive. Donna Scott Motley, though, recognized Trump's extrajudicial killing. But we're still waiting for Donna Scott Motley or somebody from the People's National Party to recognize the extrajudicial killing by Andrew Holness, Harris Chang, and the Jamaica Constabulary Force. We are still Donna Scott Motley. And somebody from the PNP to recognize. We know Labour not going to recognize that. So we are asking, just like going to recognize the extrajudicial execution Donald Trump is carrying out in the Caribbean, it's quite the similar Andrew Holness has ordered in Jamaica, and we're asking if we not see that too.
Following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
This is Senator Donna Scott Motley, Shadow Minister of Foreign, Regional and Diaspora Affairs. I am speaking to you today with grave concern regarding reports of U.S. military strikes against vessels in the Caribbean waters. These actions have resulted in the loss of dozens of lives, including 2 Trinidadians, and the detention of 2 others. The Caribbean community's vision of this region as a zone of peace is under threat. Our people are entitled to pursue their livelihoods free from the shadow of militarization. These waters sustain life and commerce. They are not to be transformed into a theater of war. As a region, we have always chosen diplomacy and cooperation over force. I urge Prime Minister Andrew Holness, in his capacity as chairman of CARICOM, to initiate consultations among member states to forge a unified regional response. We must prioritize a clear reaffirmation of the Caribbean as a zone of peace, full respect for international law and the sovereignty of states. The Caribbean cannot afford to normalize extrajudicial actions in its waters. We must stand together to ensure that the principles of peace, sovereignty, and international law guide our future.
Visit our website at pnp.org.jm or check us out.
Thanks to the PNP for call out Andrew Holness and his nowhere to be found or seen or heard in Donald Trump's onslaught on Caribbean fishermen. The current chair of CARICOM, the Jamaica Prime Minister. Andrew Holness, the corrupt crook. Kamala, the dry, shriveled prune, is a danger to peace and security in the region. Not a word from Kamina Johnson-Smith and Andrew Holness on Donald Trump's behavior, because since Marco Rubio came to Jamaica and whipped them into shape, or whatever order given to them by Benjamin Netanyahu, they are in utter silence. I mean, war in the Caribbean by a genocidal orange gringo. And Andrew Holness have not got a word, not one, not a word to say. Bear in mind, Andrew Holness chairs CARICOM currently. Other Caribbean leaders have raised their voice. Kamala, the dry prune, has given her consent. Donald Trump, you can use my soil to bomb Venezuela if you want. Andrew Holness went to the United Nations and gave a green light to Donald Trump by telling Donald Trump, let's carry out a global war on gangs. So Andrew Holness, for the sake of Andrew Holness and Kamala, then Donald Trump can bomb the Caribbean into smithereens and none of them have any concerns. But today could be for Venezuela and tomorrow could be for Jamaica, because this is about Chinese influence in the region. So any country with major Chinese investment could just come under Donald Trump's onslaught in the name of illegal drugs operation. What if the world was to turn on America for its illegal gun operation and importation and exportation rather across the world? America, Andrew Holness don't have a word to say, because Andrew Holness don't want to lose his visa, nor Andrew Holness don't want a seal indictment in the United States to be opened against him. So for the sake of Andrew Holness alone, we are going to stay here, and Donald Trump going to walk through the Caribbean and do anything him want, and Andrew Holness, as the chair of CARICOM, have nothing to say. It doesn't involve Jamaica, so it doesn't involve me. Or it's better for me to keep silence because it secures my personal interests. What sort of leader have we got? The same sort of leader we look like with economy a free fall, and them they don't want to have the conversation with us in public. They want to tell us all sorts of analysis story, but not admitting that the economy is in a terrible state. Even when politicians get 300% pay rise, the economy is in a terrible state. But the government is unwilling to have that conversation. They don't want to have it at all. But people like Ralston Hyman, who is Jamaica chief economic, I can't twist the tongue here, economic analysis. I don't know what I talk about, but that always wrap up my tongue. Let's listen to Ralston Hyman and Colin Bell on the state of the economy. Andrew Holness is leading us to vote for Labour, vote for Labour. Me and my neighbor, economic analysis. Vote for Labour, vote for Labour. Hey, me and my neighbor, vote. But what have you and your neighbor got from voting for Labour? We don't see the country fall apart, because we talk to now about the drilling. One of you rise up against Andrew Holness and these drilling contract when give out to these people. They are disturbed. But we don't understand what we are talking. Andrew Holness, a lot of danger come with Andrew Holness. I know just through Andrew Holness thief alone, we are talking about, you know. I know him thieving alone, we couldn't tolerate the thieving. There's a lot of other dangers that come with Andrew Holness. The danger of dictatorship. Choose Jamaica, choose JLP. There's a lot of danger that comes with Andrew Holness, like with democracy, with freedom of movement. Even though we correct some of the things, we legislative process did gone haywire. We start to pull that back now with PNP step up a gear in a parliament. Look how much here with Roger Hunter said dead under them. And the killing field continues while they enrich themselves out of the public purse. While Jamaicans continue to fight to protect these criminals who enrich themselves on both sides of the coin. And we are still waiting for the roads, the light, the water, or drains and gullies have been clogged up, or we have to buy more water tank, water pump, and even drinking water. We want. This is how I understand how this buying drinking water got in a Black River. Lord Jesus. Well, one man, they would want tanker or something or rather. One truck come full up in what's it or rather. And then him have a water filter pump where him water filter that water through. And I hit St. Elizabeth people are by for drinking water. That's possible the cleanest they can get. And that we turn to, I mean, St. Elizabeth with the longest river. St. Elizabeth with streams and rivers and falls and springs, you see. Even our community, whereby water where somebody can go suck up from anywhere, put in a tanker, and then run it through a filter. That's what that's what we come down to, Water shop. Water shop. Tanks. I mean, have we moved on? Have we benefited? And look at Jamaicans' behavior in the last election. They came out for the chicken, the t-shirt, and the $500 and the euphoria tie with it. Some a bunch. Uno don't set up on yourself for a heartbreak, you hear? Uno say, me want to release your comment. Uno say how the wicked Hugh Wildman I work hard to get off Warrell Reid off of the case. Uno don't set up on yourself a heartbreak because the theater of injustice, if you know watch it carefully, the theater of injustice is in full swing. There's an awful play in front of us at the moment. It has all already been decided that nothing will come of Ruel Reid's case, but there's a theater that have to be played out in front of the people in order to quell or anger in relation to Warrell Reid thievery. You see the money come down from 50 million to 25 million, all of 50% knockoff injustice. This is what injustice come to in our country, You can even get 50% knockoff. Because we all along knew that it was 50 million. And all of a sudden, since the case starts, the reporting is 25 million or more than 25 million. More than 25 million now have reached 26 million. So there's a knockoff. There's a knockoff price where Ruel Reid even get his crime for. Let us listen to Colin Bell and Ralston Hyman and the state of the Jamaican economy.
So him does do what him can do. The fact of the matter is that the Ministry of Finance and the government no give him no tool for work with, because if them they have a grow the economy and earn foreign exchange from other sectors of the economy, the creative sector as Colin said, the agricultural sector, cut the oil import bill, cut the food import bill, then him would have to do him do. So him have to do that, because for every 1% drop, and this morning the listeners then get, for every 1% fall in the value of the Jamaican dollar, the debt go up by $14 billion, because 62% of the debt is in US dollars, and you have to find 600 million more than interest charges. So the dollar dropped by 2% since the start of this year. That is 28 billion more in debt. and 1.2 billion in interest charges. Then money they could have got to pay the public sector
Repeat
workers.
that, Raleigh, repeat that figure out you just give a while ago.
For every 1% drop in the value of the Jamaican dollar against the US dollar is 14 billion more in debt and 600 million more in interest charges. So for the 2% that the dollar dropped since the start of this year is $28 billion more in debt and 1.2 billion more in interest charges.
Wow.
So that is why it's sliding the dollar, the value of the dollar is such a dangerous thing, and that is why the government has to waste so much money to reduce the extent to which it has slide.
Somebody,
so don't blame him, blame them.
Somebody in the chat room is saying, is there any possibility of Nigel Clark being brought back and criminally charged? No, that's not possible.
Man. That's not possible. My work with the IMF, him have immunity. Now come back with that stuff.
You see, to me can count past 10. Once me reach 10, we become confused. Colin and Ralston have to explain it to me, because if me talk anything after 10, I don't say
what is going to happen with this wage bill rally? Civil servants are adamant that they're not taking 2%. Can you show us that the government have that money or they don't have it?
Well, them don't have the money. So it means the place after either them will cut the capital budget again, which means we don't get no growth. Or the place are shut down for a protracted period because the trade union leaders them so them not accept that. So the only alternative is for them cut the capital budget if them are pay the public sector, and that means slower growth and more stagnation.
Cut the capital budget?
Again.
So you mean that is the budget for fix road and put in water?
Yeah, man. Which have a hamper economic growth.
So, me and my neighbor voting for Labour. Vote for Labour. We vote them in, didn't we? Rather them thief it, them fraud it, them buy it. We sold it. Choose Jamaica. Choose JLP. Remember, during the election, the Prime Minister told you, given that the Prime Minister promised you prosperity in 2015, and after ending 2 terms, the Prime Minister told you he was on the road to prosperity. We know that politicians on both sides of the coin achieve that prosperity in 300% pay rise. Public sector workers, though, are still battling to even get something meaningful. Choose Jamaica. Choose JLP.
So you're saying... Go ahead.
Next option is to fire the public sector workers then. And them can't do that without creating mayhem in our country.
Robotacom. So we say, cut public sector workers. Robotacom. Robot teachers. Robot nurses. Robot doctors. Robot police officers. Robot fire. Cut public sector workers. No, so we have to play this again. The state of the Jamaican economy. On the road to prosperity, mind you. Choose Jamaica. Choose JLP. A cabinet valued $700 million per year. Me and my neighbor, voted for Labour.
What is going to happen with this wage bill rally? Civil servants are adamant that they're not taking 2%.
Judgment!
Can you show us that the government have that money or they don't have it?
Well, them don't have the money. So it means the place after either them will cut the capital budget again, which means we don't get no growth. Or the place are shut down for a protracted period because the trade union leaders them so them not accept that. So the only alternative is for them cut the capital budget if them are pay the public sector, and that means slower growth and more stagnation.
Cut the capital budget?
No, I have to ask a question and rewind the thing again. I wonder if the road to prosperity means the road to Haiti, because it's actually where we are heading to. So maybe the Prime Minister need to come out and clarify to us if the road to prosperity means the road to Haiti. Prime Minister. Something wrong here?
What is going to happen with this wage bill rally? Civil servants are adamant that they're not taking 2%. Can you?
Will we be seeing similar to the PJ Patterson gas riot over public sector salary? Will the people push into an outrage and an uprising? Will Madagascar, Nepal, or anything send any message to the docile Jamaican population who sit down and continue to take the abuse from government? Jamaicans, do you understand what is coming? I know the AI them alone, you know. I know the robot and the dog with the whole spanning back alone a come. Holy power go left out a job Jamaica. Meanwhile, them a mash up the market stall. We can't kill with one cow or with one hog figure market. You know, see where it a go? No. Are you seeing where it is going? Hey, choose Jamaica, they say.
What is going to happen with this wage bill rally? Civil servants are adamant that they're not taking 2%. Can you show us that the government have that money or they don't have it?
Well, them don't have the money. So it means the place offer either them will cut the capital budget again, which means we don't get no growth. Or the place will shut down for a protracted period because the trade union leaders them so them not accept that. So the only alternative is for them cut the capital budget if they want to pay the public sector, and that means slower growth and more stagnation.
Cut the capital budget?
Again.
So you mean that is the budget for fix road and put in water?
Yeah, man. Which will hamper economic growth.
So you're saying... Go ahead.
Next option is to fire the public sector workers then. And them can't do that without creating mayhem in the country. Well, and that is why all of the bogus analysts them should be arrested, because Nigel Clark caused this problem, because Nigel Clark busted the budget, moved the debt to the wheels to GDP ratio from 9% to 13%, and then give friend them all of the money and say Ernst and Young pay $1 billion to do it. And none of the analysts them who say them great never look for them and tell them say rubbish that in those. So Nigel Clark set up this problem.
Who are them bogus analysts then? And
man like Damian King, man like Mr. Duncan, yeah, them kind of man
Keith,
there.
You mean of the Keith variety?
Yeah, man, them man there, yep.
So what happened to the man when he win? The Dr. Wayne.
Yeah, man, he was the main one. Well, in fact, he was the main one.
Yeah, tell her.
He was the main one. Yep. DOJ, governor, too, all of them support the rubbish. Yeah, because one of them Frida Nigel Clark. Yeah, man.
You mean the governor when you want him used to sit on EPOC?
Yeah, man. And then them want the workers now for bear the sacrifice. Yeah, all of them are bad decision making. Yeah, and none of them never have the guts to stand up and tell Nigel Clark say rubbish. And when they tell them say rubbish, them are and them say me bad mind and me this and me that. And I told me never get the work at IMF and all kind of crap. See, you know, the chicken come to roost now. So is them shut down the public sector leaders, them shut down the country, or them have to cut the capital budget and pay the man them. Right, done to the total disrepair with the country already. So now I get no growth.
But oh, you're going to cut, well, maybe they can't cut the capital budget, Ralston, because they're not spending it either.
Yeah, well, but when I say either way, whether you not spend it or not, if you cut it, all you got to do is slow down economic growth and push it on more poverty.
Me and my neighbor, or as Karen C. Morrison would have it, me and me charging, voting for Labour. We want it, you know, Jamaica. We can't say this year buck up. Oh no. Jamaica people can't tell we say no buck up in a Andrew wholeness in a when we agreed to say the first and the second term we buck up in a him, this year never buck up. We know fully what we were going into. We were warned by multiple different people, Jamaica throughout the diaspora. We were warned. Or not have to continue upon your road with him. The only way to get rid of him is to rise up against him like the people of Nepal and Madagascar does. Does the people of Jamaica have that tenacity? I don't think so. So we just have to grunt and bear it. Because you, the 60% who never come out, come vote. Me no want hear nothing from you. You bear a responsibility of your non-participation in the democratic so-called process. So when the hickle to pickle come, you have to turn up to it. But is the public sector workers prepared to stand up against a government who gave itself 300% rise, inflate the executive to the point of $750 million per year? And they are getting paid, mind you. Will the underpaid, overworked police continue to carry out their abuse on us in the name of a government who doesn't even want to recognize that they deserve a livable earning? We're not going to continue to carry out the government dirty work on the hungry belly. Remember saying one time in a JCF when we have little money for tip, Remember say the wider I go between when the shorter for lunch money get. Because you know the Oris Chang and the oldest alone you can't buy lunch. So you, members from our communities, members of the Jamaica, a role to play. Because it will get worse. And it's you that the government is going to use to suppress your cousins, your families, your friends, your community, the people who you grew up with. It's you, the government, that is going to turn to suppress those people. When the people say to the government, we cannot continue like this. We cannot continue losing everything around us while a 1% around us is getting rich. Jamaica needs a reset. And the people of Jamaica have a role to play in the reset. We cannot allow the government to trample all over us for no apparent reason. We don't get nothing out of it. It's time for us to unite against oppression, Jamaicans. Government don't care about us. Don't listen to what you hear Labour and PMP say on the campaign. Government is not about us. Politicians is not about us. They're about themselves. It is full time for us as a people to unite. Because what we don't understand, all of the little livelihood that we rural Jamaicans depend upon is fast cut away from under our foot. Look on what Flight Green costs with the cow birth paper and cow passport. Look at what Flight Green costs to livestock farmers across the country with a cow passport or an animal passport. You know how much food that take off a poor people's table? Where market vendors can barely survive because they're competing with the imported GM foods. Jamaica people, we have to wake up. Other countries are changing system and chart their own direction. We cannot, as a people, allow 200 and odd councillors, 63 MP, 14,000 police officer, almost about 11,000 soldier to control almost 3 million people. How is a fool? Always a back of time. The very presence of us in our majority staring at them, we don't have to lift a finger. Government is afraid of you. The day you unite, you will recognize how fearful government is. The day you, the people, unite, you will understand how government is afraid of you. It is the reason why government use suppressive or repressive tactics against you in order to put you in your place. That's why the violence is coming from them. That's why the violence is coming from them. So we need to unite. Otherwise, we are going to be on the worse end of things. Now go on like we don't expect, we expect any better from Andrew Holness. Please, oh. Don't come here, come go on like we didn't expect any better from Andrew Holness. Or like we believe in any Andrew Holness promises. Or we believe things to be better under Andrew Holness. For Andrew Holness win, we should know the direction where we're going into. You understand? We ought to have known our direction. It is sad to say a lot of Jamaicans are involved in choosing that direction. The rest of us who did not participate or participate enough, we'll just have to go along with them. Where we will end up in Andrew Holness's push for the 2020 agenda, the Pact for the Future agenda. Jamaica is a testing ground for the United Nations way forward for a one world government. We are being guinea pigs at the moment for the system. And this is why Andrew Holness wants to subdue us, to make sure that whatever him get forgive with from the world bodies with the U's or the I's or the W's, we accept it freely without any pushback. And that's why we're asking you to wake up, unite, and stand up. Because the more we move into fear, is the more we're going to accept the ungodlyism when they advance them towards us. I personally don't want some of you to be caught off guard. This is why me ask you to wake up and pay attention to where it is going. There's a reason for your Prime Minister's silence. That silence is a danger to you. Your Prime Minister's silence is a danger to you. We cannot elect a Prime Minister to stay and rule in silence. It's not what we elect him for. We did not elect Andrew Holness to promote himself. But the people of Jamaica have to show a united front against this gangster. Gangsters are very ruthless, hard-headed people who chart them own gangsterized path, and they wish to take everybody with them. It is the job of the Jamaica people, though, to unite and pull back the country from where we see Andrew Holness taking it, into the dictatorship, into the poverty, into the broken down of everything around us. Look for Andrew Holness give out the recent sending the license, how the whole heap of earthquake and land slippage because of the drilling in our country, when nobody not even want to discuss with we. Nobody don't even want to have a conversation with we. And everything just a fall down, round and round with some. We have to wake up, Jamaica people. We have to wake up. Politicians don't have anything to lose. They can always get on a military jet and go to a safe country. They can always get on a military jet and head to a safe country. Another corrupt leader will accept them. What we cannot do is make Andrew Holness bring Jamaica down to the state of where Haiti is, which many people have warned that's the trajectory we're on. Why then, if we care about our future as the people of Jamaica, and we've been warned time and time after, that is the direction of our country and our country economy, we sit down as a people and do nothing. We elect back the same old, whatever you want to call them. We take we onto the same dismal direction. Come on, Jamaica people. When did we get here? I mean, the world would still look at us one time as people who stand up for something. I mean, what are we standing up for now? Not even against murder. Not even against murder. Not even against child killers like Ian Brady and Myra Hindley. Not even them. And before we shoot off this morning, we are going to reiterate our call to the Jamaica Constabulary Force to open a murder investigation into the disappearance of Jaden Smith. There are connected circumstances from the broken leg to Shanique's arrival in Jamaica, to Jaden's disappearance, to the unconnected stories given by the family. All of these warrants now, after almost a month, a murder investigation. And we're calling on the Jamaica Constabulary Force to do the right thing. We're also calling on the people of Jamaica to stand up for something. Don't let government use fear to take away your rights. Thank you for being here this morning. Join us back this evening for the people's point of view. And we're asking the Governor General, shift up, sign up the thing, and move on. We're paying thieves to play politics. After you rob up the church offering, you still become head of state. Oh, and I want to, before I go as well, the wrangle between the People's National Party and the Jamaica Labour Party in relation to the Norman Scott trial in St. Elizabeth. I spoke to you on the day of the first hearing where the whole Jamaica Labour Party sent an apparatus of attorneys led by the President of the Senate. The President of the Senate has now shown that we are willing to play politics and undermines the prosecutorial authority in our country, the Director of Public Prosecution. Because what Tom with the blood in his hands is saying, I'm willing to jump down from the Senate and fight politics in the court. We're seeking permission to prosecute Mayor Scott. That's politics. Why don't you leave it to the competences of the Director of Public Prosecution? I think the presidency of the Senate was something for you to do. You preside over the upper legislative chamber, and you want to come down from your high seat to go and prosecute a political opponent, and you all don't see it as the government playing politics with justice, because the government is saying, no, clear way, court, clear way. Officer, Director of Public Prosecution, clear way. Let us come and take over here. We want to be the judge, jury, and executioner, said Tom with the blood on his hands in the Norman Scott case. This is how much they are willing to undermine the office of the Director of Public Prosecution. So till they want to take over prosecution from the Director of Public Prosecution and do it themselves. Those are who we chose to continue for another 5 years. God help the people of Jamaica. If you are new to the program, please give us a follow. So when we go live, is it Nerdia? How are you? You will get our notification. Thank you all for being here with us this morning. Join us back this evening for the people's point of view, when we will continue to look at the state of our country. Thank you all for being here this morning on Global TV. Lovely to have your support. TikTok and YouTube, once again, thank you. See you later.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it pick a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat, and not press the poor. Make God what I seen to. Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out. I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta. I sell out, I sell out Babylon. Yes, come on, the Friday. But show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black baby man, show and stone, President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, big him and throw one stone, and it bring about the feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black big him and throw one stone, and it bring about the feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring about the feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.